I cannot seem to sleep, so I'm going to be continuing on with the perils of marriage. But to return to 1536, the year of Anne Boleyn's execution. How can we reflect on the person of Elizabeth without wondering how she reacted to her mother's death? This is a difficult question. We do not know when she heard the news or who informed her of it and in what terms. At 2 years and 8 months old, she would certainly have been affected by the drama had she been living with her parents, even allowing for the lack of family intimacy prevailing at the period and in her royal environment. But, in accordance with custom, she had been installed at Hatfield House, which was situated in the country some 20 miles from London. There she was provided with attendants and entrusted to a governess, Lady Bryan, who had fulfilled the same function for Mary, the king's elder daughter. The latter was thus compelled to share the home of the child who had usurped her title, her position, and her father's affection. Whenever the king visited young Elizabeth, Mary was confined to her room because her loyalty to her mother and her flat refusal to recognize Anne and her child. Anne's execution wrought another change in the half-sisters' relationship. Elizabeth was reduced to the simple status of the king's daughter, and Mary regained precedence over her by virtue of their difference in age. Although the two girls continued to live together, Mary now had her own servants. No longer subjected to the humiliation of having to wait upon her sister, she gave free rein to the tender feelings aroused in her by an amusing and intelligent little girl, who quickly grasped that she owed her elder sister some respect. Although Henry VIII had little compunction in beheading those who displeased him, he did not vent his spleen on his victims' children. In any case, a nobleman condemned to death traditionally entrusted his offspring to the sovereign's care. In his young daughter's case, he continued to visit her, often invited her to court, and was at pains to give her the best possible education. Thus, where Mary had suffered from the ill treatment inflicted on her mother, Elizabeth was spared the torment aroused by her own mother's tragic end. She never evinced any feelings of inferiority vis-à-vis her sister or brother that might have been fostered by her mother's disgrace, any more than she manifested resentment towards her father. On the contrary, she admired him, showed no fear in his presence, and, once she became queen, often cited him as an example to be emulated. Besides, the scaffold that chills the modern imagination was then an instrument of government. So many illustrious figures had been beheaded, whether for treason or for refusing to support the king in his quest for a divorce, that their descendants regarded such a death as honorable. As we shall see, Elizabeth's intimates included plenty of people who had been orphaned for reasons of state. Robert Dudley, her closest friend, the Duke of Norfolk, the premier peer of the realm, her cousin Catherine Grey, all had lost a parent to the headsman's axe. Once on the throne, Elizabeth favored her maternal kinsfolk, and gladly accepted from the Earl of Hertford a locket ring containing 2 portraits of herself in profile and her mother full face. But, although she never disowned Anne Boleyn, she made no attempt to rehabilitate her memory. Very sensibly, she was averse to rekindling the debate about her own legitimacy. What did remain with her was an extreme reluctance to order executions and, a rarity in the 16th century, a genuine respect for human life.